Hi, I'm Jerri Hyde, Youth Services Librarian at the Ames Public Library, and welcome to Well Read, a program about a little bit of this and a little bit of that at your Ames Public Library. And you know, the school bells are ringing and the children are back in school, and what that means is a beginning of a new school year, but it also means an ending of our summer library program at the Ames Library. Now, we've been hustling and bustling all summer long here in the youth desk or in the youth department, helping boys and girls read along during the summer. We had almost 3,000 people sign up for our summer reading program, and almost half of those completed that first board or the first part of what we consider the completion of the summer reading program, which is a very good high statistic. So I'm very pleased. But then we had other boys and girls that were reading along the way and doing additional part of that. And that's who I have today. They are readers that have chosen this being their prize to read additionally on the game board and put those entries into grand prize reading. So they had to read another hour and a half approximately. It was like 110 minutes or something, 100 minutes for each entry into the grand prizes. And we had grand prizes like a big gigantic gummy worm and a wee party. And this happened to be a guest and be on the television and be a TV star on the Well Read program. I have two winners this morning, and let me, Sophia, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us your age and like what school you're attending?
I'm Sophia Palasuk. I am 10 years old. I'm in 5th grade, and I go to Edwards Elementary.
In Edwards Elementary. And how long have you been living here in Ames?
About 3 years.
3 years. And and where did you come from?
I come from Ukraine.
From the Ukraine. And so what about the United States have you what is different between the two, and what have you enjoyed about the United States?
Well, what I like about the United States is that you get a lot of opportunities to do a lot of things. In Ukraine, not so much. And it's really beautiful here, but I still think it's really beautiful in Ukraine too.
And do you have public libraries in the Ukraine?
Yes, I think so.
And so there's a place where books and you can gather information.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. Well, let's go ahead and go over here to Ethan. Ethan is our other winner of our Well Read show. And Ethan, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Ethan, and
how old are you?
6.
You're 6 years old. And what grade do you go to school at?
Mika.
You go to Meeker, and are you in 1st grade? And you just started too. Do you have a favorite subject that you're doing? Do you like reading or math or recess?
I like climbing trees.
Climbing trees. So you must like recess. Do you get to climb trees out at recess time? That you have to wait until you get home to do that, right? So both of you read quite a few hours then. If you had to finish that game board, that's like quite a few hours that you read, like 7 hours just to complete the game board. And then you started doing the outside of the board to put your name in for the entry prizes. Now, in this particular prize, we had like 250 entries. Can you each tell me how many entries did you put in, Sophia?
Only about 5.
Only 5. And how about you? How many entries did you put in?
1.
Just 1. So out of those 257 entries, we have 6 entries, and that's how you got here. Is I polled, well, actually, my parents were here, and they were the ones that drew the prize names. And so we did that this weekend after Saturday night when August 31st happened at 6 o'clock was the last time we took any entries in, and Saturday evening is when we got to draw all the names. So it's always a very exciting time for me. So when you got the phone call, were you surprised, or how were you feeling? How about you, Ethan?
I was surprised.
You were surprised? But I hope excited about being on television. What made you put your prize entry into the well-read?
My sister.
Oh, your sister suggested that you did that. Did she put some prizes or some entries into it as well? Ah, and how about you, Sophia? What was your motivation to put your
Well,
prize in
I've
there?
always kind of wanted to be on TV, and I really like reading, so that's like my two favorite things combined together.
Ah, very cool. Well, we had, of all those grand prizes, we had almost 10,000 entries into the prizes. So lots of boys and girls were reading right along the way and enjoying the reading. The real prize is actually the reading portion. This is just kind of like icing on the cake, or the little sprinkles that put on top of the icing. So let's talk about those books that you read this summer and that time that you spent reading. Do you Ethan, do you have a book that you can remember over the summer that you enjoyed, or a favorite author?
Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss. And do you have a favorite title or a favorite book that Dr. Seuss wrote? One of mine is The Green Eggs and Ham, because I like to read along with it and to eat green eggs and ham. Have you ever eaten green eggs? No? Well, you'll have to come to one of our library programs and eat some green eggs with me. And how about you, Sophia? What was your favorite book or author this summer?
My favorite author was J.K. Rowling, because I really like the Harry Potter series, and I also like Caroline Keene and Peg Carrot, because Caroline Keene, she writes the Nancy Drew series, and I really like mystery books, and Peg Carrot because she writes a lot of mystery and adventure books, so yeah.
So would you recommend those books to other boys and girls?
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And all those three authors are all very authors that I suggest to boys and girls too. That Peg Carrot has a very interesting background. She had polio, and so she writes a story about her polio experience, and then she also writes about those real life events like avalanches and hurricanes and tsunamis and that. Do you have a favorite one of hers? That happened to be one of them that I've read of hers, and that's a very adventurous type of book. It keeps you going. It's what we call a page turner, that you can't put it down until you're done reading it. And then, so you like mysteries with Nancy Drew, and
Yes,
and
I
then
do.
of course J.K. Rowling. Everyone seems to like the Harry Potter books, and we had a lot of disappointed people when the last book came out because there wasn't that continuation of that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're reading now on your own and enjoying those words that you're reading and those books that you're reading, kind of takes you different places. But in order for you to be able to read, you've had to been read to. And so do you have any favorite stories that you remember that mom and dad have read to you, or other teachers or other people have read? Ethan?
Well,
Sophia?
in first grade, my teacher read me The Tale of Despero, and that was a really good book. And when I was little, my parents always read me a lot of Ukrainian literature, so I don't really have a favorite because all of them were really good. But
And can you describe a little bit of what the Ukrainian literature would be about? Are they stories like what we read here in the United States, only in
a little bit,
home
they're
language?
more original, more like classical stories.
Okay. Fairy tales.
Yes.
And
And also, I can read in both languages, and I've already read The Wizard of Oz in both languages.
wow, very cool. And you and I must be reading soul people, because The Tale of Despero is my most favorite book in the whole world. I really love it. Have you read Tale of Despero, or has somebody read that to you? It's a story about a little mouse who wants to be a prince, and he achieves
I
many.
think my sister's reading that.
Reading that one, and Kate DiCamillo is also the author of Winn-Dixie. and there's more to the title than that, but there's other books that she's written that they're all very good. But The Tale of Despero is one of my favorite stories of the little mouse. So you like Dr. Seuss. Did Mom and Dad read those books with you or when you were littler? And can you think of any other books that they've read or teachers have read, preschool teachers? One other book, and what would that book be?
I forgot.
You forgot. And now that you're 6 and are you reading some on your own too? You're getting to that, you're in that transition age of where you're learning the words to read, and so how does that feel when you're reading a book all on your own?
Good.
Yeah, does that, you're able to go places that you can't go otherwise if you're not reading on your own, right? It takes you other places, and Dr. Seuss is a good one to take you places anywhere to read. So I always like to have our listeners hear a little bit more about what you all think about the library and your experiences during the summer. Sophia, would you like to kind of talk about your most favorite thing that happened during the summer and what you're looking forward to in the school year?
Well, my most favorite thing was probably going to North Carolina because we used to live there, and also we have friends, and so we stayed at their house and also we went to the beach, to Carolina Beach for a week, and also we saw the battleship and the Railroad Museum and a lot of attractions and stuff like that.
And did you drive along the way, or drive there?
Yes, we did.
And are you one that can read in the car when you're driving, or do you get kind of...
I get a little bit car sick.
So but there's always opportunities to listen to books on the books on CD and that type of thing. And how about you, Ethan? What kind of things did you like this summer? Do you remember what prize that you liked on the game board? Which one was your most favorite?
Gummy worm.
The gummy worm. And yeah, we had quite a few entries for that one, thousands and other that entered. I think there was 2,000 different registrations for the gummy worm that we gave away.
I would love to have that gummy worm.
The gummy, yeah, it's like 2 feet long, and it is in a box, and that's what the 2 winners that have won it have been very excited about it. So unfortunately there was only 1 gummy worm to give away, but we got to give 2 prizes here away to share your thoughts. And with that, would you like to share anything with our viewers and about what you think about the library or what you think about the experiences you had?
I love this library, and I cannot wait until they're done with that renovation. Yeah. And I think that they should join the Ames Public Library reading programs. And
yeah, thank you, Sophia. And how about you, Ethan? You've been kind of quiet here, so would you like to say one last thing to our viewers about the library?
It's fun to read at.
It's fun to read at. And I think both of those things the same way you all do, that it is a fun place to be. I'm here quite a bit, and I love every minute of it, and I love watching all the readers and the summer reading program and all the different reading programs that we have. And thanks, Sophia, for telling people to come and join us here at the library and join in on those reading programs. We do the summer reading program, but we also have a fall and a winter and a family reading program in the spring. So it is a wonderful time to have a little bit of more motivation to get that reading done. But the real prize is actually getting to read those books and going places that you've never gone before, perhaps, or listening to those wonderful words of Dr. Seuss, or finding out that little mouse or that magic in J.K. Rowling's writing. So until the next time, please continue reading and come and join us here at the library. And like Sophia says, we're all very excited about the renovation getting done and that future of where our library is going to go. So until next time, happy reading.